Hello everyone, it's Ian from Rocket CRM. Welcome to this video, which we think is going to be probably the most useful video available if you are a beginner to Dynamics 365 for sales. It's a video that will just briefly outline and explain to you the different entities that are used within the sales process in Dynamics 365. So let's take a look through the first slide. We come to accounts. Accounts are fundamental. Think of an account as basically any kind of organization. So it could be customers, it could be suppliers, it could be partners or prospect organizations. Don't get hung up about that term accounts because I know it has connotations of it could almost be like account sounds like it's a customer already. Don't worry about that. That's just the terminology that Microsoft decided to use when they created this entity. It just means companies or organizations. Now, you don't have to store your competitors as an account record. There is a separate area in Dynamics 365 where you can store competitors' details. And you can see here on the account record, you've got some basic details and you've got an address, you've got all the activities that are taking place on that account. The next thing we're going to look at is contacts. So each contact will have their own record. And these are the people who work at the companies and organizations. So these are people that work at account records. You can see here this contact called Caitlin Cook works at an account called Alpine Ski House, and that's a link to Alpine Ski House. You don't have to link to an account record, so we could leave that field empty, and then this contact could be a standalone contact. Maybe, for example, an independent consultant might not be linked to an account record. When you're linking people to an account, you can link as many people as you like. So, for example, I might have an account for Barclays Bank in the UK, and I might have 100 different people, 100 different contacts, all linked to that one account record. So, how does that work? Accounts and contacts. So, accounts can have more than one contact. This is called a one-to-many relationship. So, in the world of databases or CRM, you'll often come across that terminology, one-to-many relationship. Basically, it means one account, lots of contacts, or one contact, lots of phone calls, that kind of thing. And it's represented in a diagrammatical way with that one, a colon, and a little n, that n representing any number. So to add a new contact to an account record in Dynamics 365, all you do is you go to the account and you go to the contacts grid and you click the little plus sign and a form will pop down and you can actually add your new contact to your account record. So how that relationship looks is like this, a one-to-many relationship between accounts and contacts. So let's take a look at opportunities. What's an opportunity? Well, an opportunity is potential business against an account or a contact or both. So it's a piece of potential business. Opportunities can be linked to campaigns, which is very, very useful. And that's as simple as just populating a field on an opportunity. That's all you do to link it to a campaign. It's very simple to do. And it gives you some very good out of the box reporting of your return on investment against that marketing spend. There can be one or more opportunities against a customer or account record. So this is another example of a one-to-many relationship. So one account can have multiple opportunities. For example, there might be one for last year, we might have another one this year, there might be another one next year. And you can see the kind of things you can track on an opportunity. When are we expecting to close it? How much is it worth? What's the probability of it happening? Estimated revenue from opportunities will form your pipeline. So we've got accounts and contacts already with that one-to-many relationship. We can also have that one-to-many relationship with the accounts and opportunities or accounts and contacts, and you can link your contacts into your opportunities as well. So if the opportunity is for an account record for Barclays Bank in the UK, I can link a particular contact from my 100 contacts as the person that I'm dealing with on that opportunity. The status of an opportunity can either be won, open or lost. It can only be one of those three. You could have lots of different sub statuses within that, but essentially an opportunity is either going to be open, currently ongoing, it's either going to be closed as won or closed as lost. Opportunities can have configurable stages as well. So you can see here we've got a business process flow, qualify and develop, and you can have multiple stages here. You can have it branching off in different directions. The idea is it allows for stage gating, so you can capture certain bits of information at each stage before you move on to the next stage. You can close your opportunity is won or lost at any point in the process. You don't have to wait until you've got to the end of the business process flow. And you've got something called opportunity line items. A product catalog and price lists can be set up so that you can select one or more products or line items on the opportunity. So, for example, here we've got an opportunity to sell some software and some hardware to a company, and we can see that this person wants to order the following line items. They want 1.2 or 1,200, sorry, keyboards. They want 1,200 mouses, mouse, not quite sure, and 1,200 laptops. So, and here's our rounded up prices for that. The whole lot will be added up and come to a total in the estimated revenue field, sorry, not in the estimated budget field. And so the amounts for each line item will be automatically calculated based on the quantities and the price list you select. So you can have different price lists. So you can see here we've selected a default price list, but I might have a price list for resellers, a price list for partners, and I can add discounting as well against each of the line items. Then you've got quotes. How does that work? Well, a quotes entity, uh, it might be something you don't need actually, because the opportunities entity may be sufficient for your CRM requirement alone. If you just want to manage your quotes outside of Dynamics 365, so if we just go back a step, so if you just wanted to manage your line items in the opportunity and then do a quote separately outside of Dynamics 365, that's entirely up to you. If you want to manage it within Dynamics 365, there's a quotes grid on the opportunity, and a quote is a child record of the opportunity. You can have multiple quotes against an opportunity, and you can set your quotes to have different stages as well. So a different statuses such as in progress or active or closed. The opportunities and quotes have a one-to-many relationship, so you can create several quotes. So to create a quote on an opportunity, you just click the plus sign on the grid and it will create a quote for you. It will pull all the line items into your quote from your opportunity. In terms of how that looks as a relationship, so here's what we've got so far. You've got a one-to-many relationship going from opportunities to quotes. And again, the quotes will be linked also to accounts, so we could just directly go to our, I'll keep using the example Barclays Bank in the UK, I could keep going to that account and looking at all the quotes we've got, all the opportunities, and we can also link our contacts to quotes as well. So as I've just said, when you create a quote, the opportunity line items are copied down to the quote, and here they are, and they're now called quote line items. So Dynamics 365 allows you then to activate that quote, and you can send it to your customer, whether you send it via PDF or email or whatever. If the customer's not happy, you can revise the quote until the customer is happy. Each time you revise it, you'll see there's a button that says revised on your quote down here. Every time you revise it, you'll get a new revision ID. And so, and the previous quote will be closed down as cancelled. So when the customer's finally accepted the quote, you can create an order. So you'll see that when you've got an active quote, there'll be a button that says create order. And so if you click that, you can automatically close down the quote as one and close down the opportunity as one also. So we're now on to orders. So the hard work is done. The customer's placed an order with you. Now, when the order is created from within a quote, the quote line items are also copied down to the order. So, funnily enough, they're now called order line items. So here we go. Here's our line items being copied down from the quote. When the order's been fulfilled, this can be noted on the order in Dynamics 365 by flagging as fulfilled. And you can see here we've got a fulfill button. When you do that, you can mark it as partially fulfilled or even cancelled at the stage. So we've gone from accounts and contacts to opportunities to quotes, and then from each quote we can create an order. You can see here there's that one-to-many relationship or that parent-child relationship. Again, we could look at an account record and we can see all the orders for that account as well. And of course, contacts can be linked to orders as well. So what's leads then? So we've looked at the sales process. How does leads fit in? Well, I think the best way to think of it is think of leads as inquiries or the unknown data. So imagine somebody phones up. I'm interested in some of your products. Can you get somebody to call me back? That's an inquiry. It's a lead. So In Dynamics 365, leads are stored separately from accounts and contacts so that they can be properly qualified, because we don't know when that person phones up whether they really have a budget, whether they're really serious, or whether they are, to use the phrase, a tire kicker. So before we promote them to be an account and contact in our database, we want to keep them kind of segregated as leads whilst we work with that lead to find out what they're really interested in, and to sort of make it sales ready. So other examples of the use for the leads area are if you purchase data. So if you buy a spreadsheet of contacts, you can import them into the leads area, or you do a show or an exhibition and you pick up a load of business cards. Um, Import those or add them as leads, because at that point in time you may not know much about them. Any inquiries taken over the phone is another example, or people filling in a form on your website, they can come in as leads as well. When you are looking at the lead record, you'll see that you do have this process flow, the business process flow on a lead record, and this will follow all the way on through to an opportunity as well. So from the user standpoint, it kind of makes the whole process a lot smoother, because you're almost treating a lead as the first part of a sales process, even though all the information is on one record. So we can make certain information mandatory as well. So if you want to make certain fields on your business process flow mandatory, it will stop your users from qualifying that lead until those fields are populated. When the lead is sales ready, it can be promoted by clicking that qualify button, and it will create the following 3 records. It will create an account, a contact, and an opportunity. So we've already looked at those. And it is possible to link the lead to an existing account and contact. So in the scenario that somebody's phoned up and they've asked for a call back because they're interested in our products, and I, as an account manager, pick it up, I can see that, oh yeah, this person actually, Alison Brown, already works at an existing company. So I can link here to an existing company or an existing account on the database. Thereby, when I qualify this record, it won't recreate the account. It will create the contact for Alison because she doesn't exist, and it will create the opportunity, but it will link them to the existing account. And likewise, if the contact already exists, you can link to them there as well. In that scenario, only the opportunity will be created. So one lead will create 3 new records: an account, a contact, and an opportunity, unless you already link the lead to an account or contact, or account and contact, in which case just the new opportunity is created. So something to note here, that when you qualify it, the lead record still exists, but it's in a read-only state, and it will not appear in your open leads list. So open leads are the ones you're working on. Once you've qualified a lead record, it will sit in the qualified, or if you decided to disqualify it because you don't need it anymore, it will sit in the disqualified leads lists as read-only. So you've got leads here, and we kind of imagine that the whole leads area as a quarantine area until we're sure that the lead is fit for promotion to the main database. So the user clicks that qualify button. So they're on the lead, they filled in all the information, they're now ready to move that over. It's now a sales ready lead. So they'll click the qualify button, and it will create 1, an account, it will create 2, a contact, and it will create 3, an opportunity.